This is the triple. Achua high for the rebound. Ahead to Fred VanVleet. Freddie out on the far side, a little shake and bake on Schroeder. Gets down on the baseline, goes back out on the perimeter to Trent, puts it on the floor, drives, layup, no good. Thought he took some contact there, but no call. Here comes Reeves to a cutting Davis, who lays it up and in, and the Raptor lead is 7.
Well, Nick Nurse going to call a timeout. Raptors not able to get back in transition. Thought Gary had a good drive to the basket and couldn't get it down.
And as we go to break, little conversation with Fred VanVleet and Mark Davis, one of the officials, and it seemed like Mark Davis had a few words to say back to Freddie. Something to keep an eye on going forward, no doubt.
Oh, we will for the rest of the season with Fred. I know he said he probably shouldn't have said that, but if that's what you're thinking and it's your truth, you speak your truth, maybe it could have been done in a different way, but I still think he needed to say it if that's what he felt.
Raptors up 31-24 with 2:35 to go in the opening quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hey, Raptor fans, what's better than the team winning on the court? A win for the kids and a win for you. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you help communities get kids and youth off the sidelines and onto the court. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will you be a winner this season? Only one way to know. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Lottery license number 1274001. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
When the game starts, the betting doesn't stop at BetRivers Online Sportsbook and Casino. BetRivers is live streaming a massive number of matches every day from around the world. Every day, you can watch and wager on live sports right on your phone. Download the BetRivers Online Sportsbook and Casino app and start betting today. BetRivers.ca. It's a whole new game. 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
For 35 years, the experts at Home Turf Lawn Care have been making the lives of homeowners easier. By providing award-winning and hassle-free lawn care, Home Turf has become the name homeowners and professionals trust when it comes to maintaining lush green lawns. Signing up is easy. Go to hometurf.ca, enter your address, and receive an instant quote customized to your property. From there, choose your program, add any additional services, and check out. That's it. In 5 minutes or less, you can be signed up for the season.
Back to the action. Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 2:35 to go. Opening frame, 31-24. Raptors leading the Lakers. Folks, cheap plug, but hey, if we can't plug it, then who can? Smith and Jones, the show, the podcast, fresh content every Thursday right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. And you can download the podcast wherever you get your podcast, Google, Apple, Spotify, or otherwise. Download, subscribe, rate, and review. Our last episode, our most recent episode just came out 24 hours ago, and a ton, in fact, the entire podcast, talking about VanVleet and Ben Taylor and officials and officiating and the relationship with players and referees. Folks, I think it's a very good conversation, if I do say so myself. Speaking of VanVleet and officials, the whistle blows. Freddie was fouled in the lane with 2:21 to go, and the foul will go against the Lakers.
It was Wenyan Gabriel. Got him. Yeah.
So again, check out that podcast, folks. I believe we're going to play a portion of one of our interviews, one of our conversations on our halftime show tonight with Alvin Williams, former Raptor and, of course, Sportsnet analyst. VanVleet, step back, triple, no good. Pretty strong take there by Freddie, but just couldn't get the shot to fall down.
Yeah, had a good look. Good footwork to get himself open.
Will Barton back after missing one game for the Raptors. He's on the floor as Chris Boucher blocks the layup attempt by Austin Reeves. Raptors with numbers come back the other way. VanVleet, oh, look at the Euro step, skipping through traffic. He looked like Fred Astaire out there, not Fred VanVleet.
Great job by Fred. And Boucher, again, in the lane, doing a terrific job coming over and getting the block on Reeves.
Then we got an offensive foul.
Yep, Reeves on the push-off. Trent did a great job top blocking Reeves so he couldn't come up to get the screen, and he pushed off. So good job by Gary Trent Jr.
Trent on the near side. Gets to the baseline, elevates for the jumper, couldn't get it to go. And the Lakers with the rebound. Here comes Vanderbilt. Splits defenders with a pass to Schroeder, who now brings it out to the far sideline and slowing things down. He's going to try and go out of Chua. Driving toward the baseline. Jabs, steps back, up fake, and Precious Pitt. And Schroeder is going to go to the free throw line.
Good move by Schroeder. And Achua did a nice job. The only thing he could have done was come forward under a little more control, but he moved his feet. He cut him off the first time on the baseline, pursued him when he stepped back, and just straightened his legs and came out of his stance, and that's what led to the foul.
First quarter action here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, brought to you by Bet Rivers. It's a whole new game. We've got 1:15 to play in the opening frame, and the Raptors now lead 33-25 after the first free throw for Schroeder. Second one coming in mere moments. It's up, and it's in. So the lead again chopped back down to 7, 33-26, as Barton brings it across center for the Raps. Cross court over on the far side to Boucher, handing off to Fred VanVleet. Freddie has played the entire first quarter. He's got it in his mitts right now on the near side, driving on Schroeder. Finds Achua in the lane. Soft one-hand floater goes, and the Raptors are whipping the ball around tonight.
They're doing a great job with the ball movement. One of the keys was against this good defensive team from a field goal percentage, move the ball.
Lakers just turned it over again. 6th of the opening quarter. VanVleet to Achua on the right side, called for the travel, and the Raptors botched that when they had numbers, Jonesy, but the spacing wasn't great.
Yeah, Fred did a nice job on the other end, just getting a hand on the ball, deflecting it. Now becomes a loose ball. If Fred stops at the foul line, though, on the way down, then the defense has to honor him, and it makes it a little easier for Achua.
35-26, Raptors by 9. Hachimura in the lane, elevates for the jumper, knocks it down, and the Raptors called for the foul. Are they getting Barton or Achua? It's going to be a three-point opportunity either way for the Lakers. It was a hard stop in the lane for Hachimura, and then the contact came, and they're going to get it on Precious from behind. So Hachimura heads to the free throw line. It's up and clean, and just like that, the lead again is chopped to 6. This is the closest the Lakers have been able to get after trailing by 15 earlier in the frame. Lakers have quietly shot a cool 55% in this opening quarter. Raptors at 62. VanVleet to Boucher, couldn't handle it. He bobbles it out of bounds, and I think he jammed a finger on the left hand in the process too. 20 seconds to go in this opening quarter. And was that a case of the Raptors trying to rush to get one, Jonesy? Were they trying to go 2 for 1 or no?
I don't know, Eric. I thought Fred's pass was a little bit low. I don't know if it was a 2 for 1, but Chris used to handling that ball a little higher. That's too bad, because could have been probably a dunk attempt for Boucher on that catch with a smaller player.
Last shot time, we would assume, for the Lakers, as Russell gives it to Schroeder. Schroeder on the wing near side. Davis is standing there, and they call VanVleet on a reach on a Schroeder rip-through on the perimeter. Really? Okay. VanVleet whistled for a second foul with 11 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
Referees are making that call almost automatically now. A guy rips, and even if there's no contact, if there's or minimal contact, they call it a foul. And the rip-through move is not part of a sequence where it's a rip and a dribble and a go.
It's not a rip and go, yeah.
It's just a rip to see if I can get a foul. That's one.
Put it in the book.
I tell the competition committee, let it go. Let it go. Like 2 years ago, they were giving that shots. Now they're just, it's shots because it's the penalty,
Schroeder makes both free throws, so the Raptor lead from 15 now down to 4. Give the Lakers credit for battling back here. Deep triple. Fred VanVleet couldn't get it to go. Trent gets the rebound, though, and then a shot blocked by Gabriel. That was real close to a goaltend, but they're going to call it clean. And a defensive stand for the Lakers to close the opening quarter.
I thought Gabriel got it cleanly. It had left Gary's hands, but it was still on the way up.
So the Raptor lead is 4, 35-31. After Toronto was up 25-10, it's a 21-10 run for the Lakers to close the opening frame. Second quarter action comes next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Please be advised, if you find winter driving distressing, the following is a real audio clip of a Subaru driving on an unplowed mountain pass in the Yukon in minus 23-degree conditions. Just listen to Subaru's standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive go to work on all that ice and snow. And that sound is our confident driver whistling Beethoven's Fifth, I believe. Visit your local Subaru dealer and really own winter with uncommon winter capability.
Where are you going on vacation?
To my sanctuary.
Where?
It's glorious. It's so quiet and peaceful, and I can do whatever I want.
Where is this place?
My basement, complete with fridge and TV. Now that we've created space by storing our seasonal and kids items, it's my man cave and my wife's yoga retreat.
Create your sanctuary with Access Storage. Flexible and affordable storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca. Shop Canadian, store Canadian.
Sitting at home wondering how to save money? Why not start with your windows and doors? That's smart thinking. Ecotech Windows and Doors can help. With EcoSmart technology, our latest product lines are all Energy Star, which means you'll save on your energy bill. And right now, we pay the tax for you or you don't pay until 2024. Now that's smart thinking. Quality and comfort you can trust and afford.
You'll see the difference right away with ecotechwindows.ca.
Learn more at ecotechwindows.ca.
Back at it. Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter about to begin, and the Raptors start the frame with a 4-point lead, but Jonesy, things kind of slid the wrong way for Toronto over the final 4 or 5 minutes of that opening quarter. After they built up a 15-point lead, they allowed the Lakers to get right back into the ballgame.
Yeah, the Lakers did a nice job of chipping away the Raptors. Part of their own demise, though. They usually win the turnover battle. Tonight, they're losing points off turnovers 9-5. That's something that they've got to do a better job of.
In spite of the fact that they have given up fewer turnovers. Lakers with 6, Raptors with 4, but they haven't been able to score.
Right.
They did just score, though, to start the opening quarter there on a bucket from Scotty Barnes from 14 feet back the other way. The Lakers get it right back. A soft layup right under the tin from Jared Vanderbilt. And the lead again is 4, 37-33. We're 35 seconds into the second quarter. Barnes to Barton, back to Barnes at the logo at center. Now over on the far side. Cut off by Beasley, hands off on the perimeter to Trent. Gary gets to the near elbow, goes back to the free throw line to Precious Achiuwa straight away. Precious elevates for the jumper, too strong, missed badly, and it's all Lakers on the glass. Schroeder with Trent in front of him, flicks it over, left to right, over on the far side. It's Reeves above the arc. Reeves trying to turn the corner toward the baseline, cut off by Achiuwa, brings it back on the perimeter, back out to Schroeder. Shot clock down to 5. Schroeder crosses up Trent into the lane, running floater, no good, left it short. Raptors might have got a piece, and Boucher picks it up, pretty nifty dribble behind his back to get away from Reeves at midcourt, into the far corner to Precious, who misses the triple. It goes up and over the backboard, and Precious has been having his issues so far tonight. Off the bench, 1 of 4, and the Raptors head back defensively.
Well, that last look was a good look at a 3, just couldn't get it down, and that's a shot that you can debate whether a big guy should be taking that, but Achiuwa's made enough of them, and unfortunately, as we say now, that's the way the game's played.
Schroeder kicks it out far sideline right in front of his own bench. Vanderbilt with the lefty release on a triple. The Lakers have cut it to 1. Achiuwa over to Trent. Gary now straight away, putting it on the floor. Went right, turns left, spins around on a step-back jumper, no good. Raptors can't control the rebound. It goes into the far sideline, into the Raptor bench, and now the Lakers will have the ball and a chance to grab the lead. 37-36. Toronto on top by 1. Again, they were up 25-10 in the opening quarter. It's been all Lakers since. Schroeder, little stop and go, gets into the lane, stops on a dime, elevates over Barton, gets the bucket, and the Lakers with their first lead of the game. Raptors quickly back. Barnes to a cutting Achua. His shot deflected under the tin, but he gets it right back and puts it in. Raptors go back on top by one.
Great job by Precious to stay with it.
Reeves dips behind the Gabriel screen. Goes out far side now to Beasley. Beasley backing out toward center. Now firing the pass over to Vanderbilt. Back to Beasley. Back to Vanderbilt. Into the lane. Taken away by Barton. Barton down the floor. Off the Laker turnover. Skipping through traffic. Reverse layup is good. And there are points off turnovers, Jonesy, as the Raptors lead by 3.
Terrific footwork by Will Barton. Terrific footwork. Ran the 2-on-1 well. Stayed in his outside lane and did not give it up.
41-38. Raptors by 3. Schroeder over to Beasley. Back to Schroeder at center. Schroeder dipping behind the Gabriel screen. Now over on the far sideline again to Vanderbilt. And again, the triple is good right in front of the Laker bench.
Well, Raptors help off the strong side. I mean, Boucher is the guy that they go at on that side. And if you're going to help, you got to recover.
Barton steps into a 3 and gets it right back. How about Will Barton back-to-back buckets? And the Raptors up 44-41. Nick Nurse saying in the pregame that they're trying to still get Barton up to speed and get comfortable with his new team. He's looking pretty good right now. Schroeder trying to shake free from Scotty Barnes, turning the corner on the far side, and he's allowed to get all the way to the 10. Barnes was expecting the help, and it didn't come.
Raptors have had a few of those breakdowns where somebody's looking for help. You should be trying to guard your own and not worry about the help.
How about the Lakers shooting 61%? Barnes sets the feet, far sideline, triple, no good. He was wide open, but couldn't knock it down. Raptors by 1. Here come the Lakers. Vanderbilt to the 10. Pushed from behind by Scotty Barnes. Then he falls awkwardly, and he looks like he came down on his left arm where he already wears the sleeve. And now, based on Scotty Barnes' reaction, Jonesy, I wonder if the officials are already saying we're going to go look to see if that might be a flagrant.
Well, they missed the abnormal contact by Vanderbilt, who leaned his shoulder in at the free throw line.
We will review this foul, assess Barnes for the appropriate penalty.
Well, there you have it. They are going to check it out.
If Scotty flops on that one, maybe it's an offensive foul. Like Vanderbilt at the free throw line leaned in. He went off course to get contact on Barnes.
And I would argue that he not only leaned in, he lowered the shoulder and drew contact.
Yeah.
Would that not be an offensive foul?
It should be, but Scotty didn't flop because officials are calling reactions most of the time. Scotty tried to play the ball, didn't get it, down on the arm. And again, why are they reviewing this, Eric? Why are they reviewing it? Because of the reaction. Because of the reaction of Jared Vanderbilt going to the ground, falling, holding his elbow. That's why the review is happening.
You're right.
If Scotty would have flopped at the free throw line when Vanderbilt leaned to his right, maybe it's an offensive foul.
Upon review, it has been determined that the foul assessed Barnes is a flagrant foul, penalty 1, for the unnecessary contact above the shoulders to the vulnerable airborne shooter. 2 free throws.
Jonesy?
Play on.
I can read the thought bubble.
Play on.
I just don't know if I can say it on the air.
He made a play on the ball. It wasn't malicious. The 2 words are unnecessary and excessive. That was not, I don't know. What was unnecessary was Vanderbilt leaning in at the free throw line and elbowing him.
7:54 to go, second quarter. Vanderbilt goes to the free throw line with his team down 1. He just tied the game with the first free throw. Second one, clean as well. Lakers on top by 1, and LA will keep the ball. Lakers shooting 61.5%. And they're also a perfect 9 of 9 at the free throw line. And, oh, yeah, by the way, the Raptors have been to the line twice. So let's just keep an eye on that one as well. Even though more than half of the Raptor points have come in the paint, and they're outscoring the Lakers in the paint, They've been to the free throw line twice. Beasley straight away, triple, no good. Raptors grab the rebound, and they will come down the floor with a chance to regain the lead. Trailing by one, triple, far wing, Siakam, no good. And the Lakers with the rebound. Nobody was underneath for the Raptors. LA looking to lob it to Davis, and a great job by OG Anunoby again to deflect the pass, get it off the turnover down the floor. Siakam scoops it up and in traffic, and the Raptors go up by one.
Or a good job by Pascal to take it right at the defense, and still could have been an and one, but a good job.
Vanderbilt crosses up. Siakam gets into the lane, goes to the 10 and lays it in.
Again, the Lakers with the 5 out have everything spread. It's tough if you can't keep your guy in front of you.
How about Vanderbilt? 5 of 5 for 14 points. He's the leading scorer in the ball game. Lakers up by one, still going at a 61% clip. Driving on the far side. Anunoby trying to get all the way to the 10. And he kind of was stopped short, but pulled up and went hard off glass, kissed it, and got it to go.
It looked like there was contact on Malik Beasley with no call. Again, Eric, you pointed it out. Raptors only 2 free throws tonight.
48-47. Raptors leading by one. Davis turns, fires in the lane, left it short off the front of the rim. That's his first miss of the night. Out on the far side, Trent gets it into the post to Scotty Barnes with the footwork, and he couldn't finish the dunk as he was fouled by Davis. He's going to go to the free throw line. Fancy footwork to step through and attempt the dunk, and then fouled by Davis. Davis, though, looking at his bench, telling Darvin Ham, no, I didn't foul him. Look at the review. He wants to review it.
He got him on the arm as we look at the replay, and that doesn't count the bump by Schroeder when Scotty turned and beat him on the initial wheel to the basket with great footwork.
6:25 to go, second quarter. Raptors up 48-47 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
A big win and a bigger impact. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you support the kids and the future Raptors of tomorrow. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will this season include you? The only way to find out is if you play. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Welcome to Toronto.
Lottery license number 1274001. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
The bank shot. You know, when the ball bounces off the backboard and goes into the basket. Well, this year, Tangerine's turning Raptors bank shots into real bank. Introducing the Tangerine Bank Shot account. Every time the Raptors sink a bank shot, $1,000 gets deposited. Then, at the end of the season, it all goes to basketball community initiatives. Sign up at tangerine.ca/bankshot for your shot at winning prizes. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans.
Start your day off right with the perfect blend of sweets and savory. McDonald's bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, and chicken McGriddle sandwiches. All your breakfast cravings between 2 warm griddle cakes with the taste of maple. Available at McDonald's until 11 a.m.
Here's how to save for real at Real Canadian Superstore. Step 1, come to Real Canadian Superstore. And that's actually the only step. With programs like AdMatch, No Name Products, and PC Optimum, we make it easy. Real Canadian Superstore. Shop online and in-store.
Back at it. Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter action. 6:25 to play until halftime. And the Raptors lead the Lakers 48-47. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Bet Rivers. It's a whole new game. Philadelphia beats Portland 120-119. Atlanta over the Wizards 114-107. Miami hands Cleveland a 4-point loss, 119-115. In overtime, Brooklyn beats Minnesota 124-123. And the upset of the night, the Spurs beat the Nuggets 128-120. This game between the Raptors and Lakers, the final game of the evening. And again, it's the Raptors leading the Lakers by one as we are just about at the midway point of quarter number 2. Raptors looking to close out this road trip with a victory and at least go 2-3 before heading back home, and they'll have a couple of days off before their next tilt, which will come on Tuesday. First free throw is good out of the timeout for Scotty Barnes. Second one coming here in mere moments. It's up, and it's clean. and the Raptor lead is 3. Barnes, 10 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds in this opening half. He has played very well tonight. Russell, 3 ball, far wing, no good. And the Raptors with a standing rebound, it's Barnes.
A really nice job there by Will Barton to fight over and contest that shot.
Barnes trying to spin away from Schroeder, gets to the baseline, whips it out on the perimeter to Trent, to Siakam on the near side to Barton. Back up top to Pascal straight away. North side triple, rip the cords. Raptors lead by 6.
Man, I thought Scotty got pushed out of bounds by Schroeder, but good job to play through the contact.
Schroeder in the lane into the corner to Hachimura, over to Beasley, and he knocks down the triple on the near side, chops the Raptor lead in half. Lakers shooting 5 of 13 from distance. The Raptors 6 of 12. Barton, he's got one of those triples. He's got it right now as he gives it off to Anunoby. OG driving into the tin. Now stops in the lane, kicks out to Barnes. On the near sideline, triple up and misses badly. Eesh. Up and over the tin and up and over the defense and out of bounds. The Laker pass. It goes into their bench as the Lakers cough it up for the 9th time.
Scotty's got to be able to catch and shoot that thing right away. When you hold the ball like that, it gets heavy in your hands. You need a dribble or something, a jab step. You need something to recalibrate your balance and your shooting equilibrium to get that thing down.
53-50. Raptors by 3 with 5:16 to go here in the opening half. Again, you're going to hear from Alvin Williams on our halftime show. Gary Trent. He has struggled the last couple of ball games trying to get himself going straight away with the triple. No good. Too strong. Hit the back rim, and the Lakers have the rebound. They could tie it or cut it to 1 right here. Russell trying to shake free from Barton. Goes behind a Davis screen. Now drives down Main Street. Kicks over. Far corner. Schroeder, good look at a 3. And there we go. Tie ball game at 53.
Again, help off the strong side. Like that help has to come from somewhere else so you can stay attached to the shooter in the corner.
Pirtle to Pascal. Back to Pirtle. Blocked at the 10 by Davis. Yak tried to lay it in, and Anthony Davis gobbled that up. Russell lobs it underneath to Davis, who dunks it down. The Raptors have done a great job of breaking up that play many times in this game, but not there. And the Lakers on a run have grabbed the lead back by 2. It's an 8-0 LA run.
Pascal, that time, didn't have enough ball pressure. And as you said, OG's just used his physical gifts to knock that ball away and not let Anthony Davis have that lob pass that time. Too clean a look on the pass.
An 8-0 run in just over a minute of action. We'll take the timeout, step aside for a moment with 4:30 to play in the first half. The Raptors down 2 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Lottery license number 1274001. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
Whatever you're trying to get, whoever you're trying to get, make your play with Kalani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. From custom pendants to diamond rings, our jewelry covers all occasions. We make them for champions all around the world. Let's make one for you.
Make your play with Kalani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. Look up Kalani Jewelry, K-I-L-A-N-I.
If you can dream it, we can make it.
There's a local place to get healthcare. Shoppers Drug Mart pharmacists can write prescriptions for minor ailments like UTI, allergies, and more. Book an appointment online at shoppersdrugmart.ca/minor illness or visit in-store. Prescriptions only available at pharmacist discretion.
Roll Up to Win is back at Tim Hortons, and it's time to play. Millions of prizes are up for grabs. You could even win a 6-night Hilton vacation. Get rolling for a chance to win on the Tim's app today. No purchase necessary, Canada only. Rules apply. Visit the app for full contest details.
Back to the action. Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 4:30 to go in the first half. Raptors down 55-53. Another big LA run. Well, big-ish. 8-0 right now after the Raptors, Jonesy, had regained the advantage, gone up 6. They've handed it right back to the Lakers, who are shooting 59%.
It's too high a shooting percentage. If you're the Raptors, you can't let that happen. I know you're shooting 52% and you have 8 more field goal attempts, but again, the turnover battle. Raptors losing the points off turnovers, even though they've turned LA over 9 times. And they just need better defense.
Out of the timeout, the Raptors have the ball. They work it around right now to Gary Trent. Trent over on the far side to Dan Vliet. And the Raptors whistled for a foul. It's going to go against OG Anunoby on an illegal screen.
Well, I didn't think there was much contact there. It was kind of a brush screen. OG trying to run one way and the defender trying to run the other way.
Lakers have a chance to grab their largest lead of the game. Up 2 right now. They've never led by more than 2. Up fake, putting it on the floor. Schroeder into the lane, into the near corner. Hachimura, 3-ball, no good. Pirtle with the rebound. So the Raptors dodged that one as Rui had a pretty good look across center, across that big Laker logo. It's Fred VanVleet. Over on the far wing to Anunoby. Lobs a pass to Pascal. Pascal spinning toward the left block, dipping the shoulder, going up and getting it in and tying the game at 55.
Nice footwork by Pascal down in the low hole. Nice patience as well to wheel, get square to the basket, and get it down.
Russell for the Lakers goes behind the Davis screen, gets into the lane again, goes at Pirtle, and he curls it over his shoulder with his back to the basket over the outstretched arm of Pirtle. How about that finish from D'Angelo Russell? Trent, the OG, wing near side, 3-ball, clean for Anunoby. He's been ripping it from distance tonight. In fact, the floor overall, a perfect 6 of 6 and a game-high 15, but the Lakers come right back and get a Hachimura dunk to go up by 1.
You got to be aware in transition. Run back, match up, identify, and stop the ball.
OG in the lane, drops it to Pirtle on the left block. Little floater over Davis, and it looked like he was kind of influenced, intimidated by Davis.
He was. The presence of a shot blocker.
And Russell just got to the 10 with a ball fake and a finish. Lakers lead by 3, their largest lead. 61-58 with 2:35 to go. Pascal, far side triple, went halfway down, rattled 2 rims, and popped out. Pascal 2 of 4 from distance. The run could continue, though, for the Lakers right now, leading by 3. Russell dips behind a screen, steps into a triple, and knocks it down. And Russell's starting to heat up, and it extends the Laker lead to 6. VanVleet takes the timeout with 2:10 to go in the first half, and we've seen now a 21-point swing in the first half.
D'Angelo Russell's gotten loose on Toronto. He's doing a good job using the ball screens up top, shaking free, and getting good looks. Toronto's got to do a better job of containing him. Maybe they'll change the screen roll coverage. If you have good size, you can go at him with a blitz, 2 guys on him. I don't think he's a particularly good passer, Russell. Maybe you'll get some turnovers out of him.
Jonesy, let's keep it here for a second, and I'm going to ask you a question I've asked you a number of times this year. What is with the Raptors defensively giving up such large and gaudy numbers to the opposition so many times this year? For a team that was known for its defense, known for its tenacity, the personnel has improved, but outside of a spurt for about, 3 weeks maybe? The Raptors have seemingly reverted back to a team that is giving up lofty percentages on a nightly basis.
I think a lot of it is guarding at the point of attack. I think there are too many breakdowns in coverages, guys not knowing the coverage, and again, I'm not in the game plan. I'm not in practice. I don't know. Certain pick and rolls are played differently than others, depending on who the personnel is in the pick and roll, shooting percentages, all of those things. So, if you're Toronto, those are the things that have to be cleaned up, because you're right. The Lakers shooting 62% right now.
Raptors out of the timeout, down by 6. Van Vliet's getting set to inbound from the near sideline. 2:10 to go until half. Lakers, over the last 3 minutes and 23 seconds, are on a 17-5 run. Toronto was up 53-47, a 6-point lead, and it's been flipped on its back. Van Vliet inbounds to Pirtle, hands it back to Freddie. Shot clock at 15. Freddie steps into a triple. It rattled 2 rims and popped out, so the Raptors have had 2 good looks on the back-to-back possessions and come up empty both times. Hachimura drives to the 10, reverses it, and gets it to go. He was looking for a dunk. He was met by defenders and had enough athleticism to go up and under. Laker lead is now 8. A 19-5 Laker run. Van Vliet trying to shake free from Russell. Into the lane, scoops it with a left hand, missed it. Pirtle's tip back, no good. And the Lakers pick it up. The lead could grow to double figures. Hachimura, near corner, up fake, steps in, baseline, jumper, short-armed it. And the Raptors with the rebound and a very late whistle on Anunoby after he had already secured the rebound, and the Raptors were getting set to go up the floor.
They saw Davis go to the floor on the baseline and just assumed that there was a push. He and Pirtle, Scotty Barnes kind of leaned on Davis. Davis just embellished that, just dove out of bounds. It's a terrible call.
Russell driving on the far side, lobs it to Hachimura, catches under the 10, kicks it back on the perimeter. Lakers working around to Russell for 3, missed that one. Davis in traffic, grabs it, hands to Hachimura, lays it up and in, and the Lakers up by 10. The run continues.
Well, they're getting to the offensive glass. Raptors have to do something about the rebounding part of the game right now.
.51 seconds to go in the first half. Barnes on the far side, coming around the 10 on the baseline, out to Anunoby near side, driving into the paint, handing off to Pirtle. He reverses it, lays it in. The Raptors cut it to 8.
Scotty had Austin Reeves turn to the baseline and was almost pushed out of bounds again.
68-60, Lakers on top. Reeves near side. Floater goes from 12 feet as Anunoby got knocked down to the floor in the process, and he's coming up gimpy, limping right ankle. We'll keep an eye on that going into the second half. Anunoby's looking at the bench right now with 23 seconds to go until halftime. Barnes in the lane, passes out to OG. Over to Freddie, far sideline. Bumped again by Reeves. Freddie drives into the paint, hands off to Barnes now. Right to left through the lane, turns, fires, bucket is good. Raptors down by 8.
The Lakers aren't defending. They're just pushing. Reeves pushed. Russell pushed, and they got away with it.
Raptors force a turnover. They've got a chance to get more before half. Siakam pull-up triple, no good. And the Raptors will stumble into the half, trailing by 8.
Well, Nick Nurse walks onto the floor and asks Ray Acosta where the fouls are. Again, we're going to monitor this. The Raptors, 4 free throws tonight. That's it. 4.
Lakers 9 of 9, Raptors 3 of 4. Lakers shooting a wild 61% in the first half, putting up 70 points on the Raptors, thanks to a 39-point second quarter. So certainly a lot of work for the Raptors to do in the second half, trailing by 8. Folks, have you checked out BetRivers yet? Make sure you download the BetRivers online casino and sportsbook app today. Get in the action this basketball season with thousands of betting options. Plus, don't forget about BetRivers Sportsbook's award-winning customer service. It's a whole new game with BetRivers online casino and sportsbook. Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. And if you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. Raptors down 70-62. Halftime stats, and then our interview. When we continue on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hey, Raptor fans, what's better than the team winning on the court? A win for the kids and a win for you. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you help communities get kids and youth off the sidelines and onto the court. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will you be a winner this season? Only one way to know. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Lottery license number 1274001. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
Please be advised, if you find winter driving distressing, the following is a real audio clip of a Subaru driving on an unplowed mountain pass in the Yukon in minus 23-degree conditions. Just listen to Subaru's standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive go to work on all that ice and snow. And that sound is our confident driver whistling Beethoven's Fifth, I believe. Visit your local Subaru dealer and really own winter with uncommon winter capability.
You'll be floating above the clouds with Porter Airlines' elevated all-economy service. Stress-free boarding, no middle seats, free beverages, and premium snacks always. On new longer flights, fresh meal options, free fast Wi-Fi, and in-seat power will enhance your travel even more. You'll love the atmosphere on your Porter flight. Book at flyporter.com. Porter, actually enjoy economy.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Homeowners Tony and Janet needed to consolidate their debt. They called Alpine Credits. In a flash, an Alpine Credits superhero appeared in their kitchen. Using telekinesis, she consolidated their debt into one low monthly payment. She then used her powers to make the dirty dishes disappear forever. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Take it to the hoop. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. The Raptors trailing the Lakers 70-62. In the first half, the Lakers shoot 61%. They've already got 4 players in double figures, led by the 14 points from Jared Vanderbilt, 12 for D'Angelo Russell off the bench, 12 for Hachimura, 13 for Schroeder. Balanced attack for the Raptors as well with 4 players in double figures, but a key right now, bench scoring. LA 29-10 over the Raptors. Toronto shot an even 50%, but they had a 15-point lead in the first quarter. They're down by 8 at the half. That's a 23-point swing. So the Raptors with work to do in the second half if they want to come back and win this ball game and at least salvage a 2-3 road trip. They do not want to go home 1-4. 70-62, Lakers lead the Raptors. When we come back, our halftime interview on Toronto Raptors basketball brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hi, I'm Hugh Heron from Heathwood Homes. I want to talk to you about our great country, Canada. It's a land of opportunity and a place I call home. For 50 years, Heathwood has been committed to building each home with the very best new technologies, ensuring that your home will be more energy efficient and sustainable than ever. Visit our communities at heathwood.com. At Heathwood, you will be home at last.
Make your next career move with 2 Men in a Truck. The company is hiring motivated and enthusiastic team members for mover, driver, and customer service positions. And if you're looking for more, professional advancement is always a possibility. In fact, 75% of 2 Men in a Truck managers started in frontline positions. Now is the time to apply. Visit 2minutetruck.ca and click careers.
2 Men and a Truck, the movers who care.
When Metrolinx expands into your neighborhood, it could connect you to your dream university. University could connect you to loving computer science. Computer science could connect you to becoming a game developer and creating the next mobile game sensation, Tap the Llamas. Tap the Llamas makes your mother very, very proud of you. It's just one way. More transit connects more people to more education and employment possibilities. Find the rest at Metrolinx.com. Metrolinx. It's happening.
If you've eaten at the Burgers Priest, you know our hand-smashed burgers are made with 100% premium Canadian beef and lightly salted to order. That's it. Really. And if you haven't eaten with the Burgers Priest, well, just take the good word from one of our believers on Google, who said, "My taste buds are so thankful." From our premium burgers, fresh-cut fries, and hand-spun milkshakes to your taste buds, you're welcome. The Burgers Priest, redeeming the burger
one at a time.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. Well, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or just go to eBay Motors and get it right the first time. When you see the green check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, eBay Motors has millions of parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. The Raptors trailing 70-62. Well, officiating has been a major topic of concern, or just a topic overall, concerning the Toronto Raptors the last couple of days. We could argue it's a topic and an issue again tonight, with the Raptors only going to the free throw line 4 times in the first half. But I digress. A portion of our conversation from the latest edition of Smith & Jones with former Toronto Raptor and Raptors television analyst Alvin Williams.
How do we even think it will be fixed or cleaned up, the it being officiating, when this is something that hockey fans and football fans and basketball fans and, soccer fans and everybody seems to talk about it? We're always talking about the officials and inconsistencies and bias or whatever. Al, what's your sense of things?
I don't really have a take on it. You mentioned playing, watching, being on the other side, being on both sides of it. I just think, you get to a point where officiating is part of the game. It's just like, a shot going in. It's just like a play being called. There are 3 guys out there, and there's a set of rules that's a part of the game. And how can you manipulate it? As players, when you start manipulating the game, when, you got the flopping, you hear guys go to the lane and yell out, hey, and looking for a foul, and referees are biting on that. And the game is always changing. Officiating is always being reviewed and all of those things. So I think the more energy as players you put into officiating, I think it's just setting you back. Now, at the end of the season and at different moments, do you review? Do you do all of these things to try to make the game better, to make it fair, to make it more consistent? But if you continue to change the rules and you change things, you got different points of emphasis year after year, for whatever reason, there's always going to be some type of confusion. There's always going to be some inconsistencies, because the referees got to learn how to call certain things. They got to learn a lot of things, and the players are always looking for advantage. I've never seen, and I don't want to be the old head, but I've never seen so much complaining now after every call. I've never seen so much wanting to review every call now that's an aspect. Just play the game. Play the game and see what happens after that.
Man, it was hand-to-hand combat. You sometimes had to make a shot from center, because if you got close to the basket, you were going to be fouled. There wasn't going to be a call. It was that physical. And I'm not saying we go back to that, but let's try to take the flopping out of it. Let's try to let those guys flop, not give them a call, and maybe they'll stop doing it, because the referees feel they are exposed and they have to blow the whistle on every reaction. I don't like that.
Yeah. I think, even back in the day, you're watching, Michael Jordan, he would complain and he would get away with things. Like the top guys would complain. And I watched something now that's interesting. There's no shade to anybody. I watched the beginning of the game, and when they pull the captains out to talk to the referee, or they pull players to talk to the referee, I distinctly remember a time where the guys, the leaders of the team, the guys that played the most minutes, they would go out to center court and they would talk to the referees, and they would get the rules, and they would have the relationship, and whatever the case may be. I look at it now, it's kind of like a joke. You got guys that don't even play go out and talk to the referees at half court before the game. And a lot of times that just shows the relationship and the disconnect between the players and the referees now. And I think a lot of times when you look at players in this generation, they are more vocal. They express themselves more. I think they just come up in that day and time where it's all right to express themselves, where before it's kind of like, just put your head down and shut up. I'm not saying anything's right or wrong, but the attitude and the person that's playing the game is a lot different. You watch players now, they can get guys kicked out of the game. They can go back and forth with the coach. They go back and forth with players on it. Like, So I think just that attitude in itself is a reflection of how people and how players are carrying the relationship with the referees. The referees have always been bad. The referees have always had a point of the game. The referees, that hasn't changed.
That was a portion of our conversation with Alvin Williams from the latest edition of Smith & Jones. Make sure you subscribe to Smith & Jones, plus download the podcast wherever you get your podcast, Google, Apple, Spotify, or otherwise. Make sure you throw a little rating and review as well. When we come back, second half action. Raptors with work to do as they trail 70-62 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Please be advised, if you find winter driving distressing, the following is a real audio clip of a Subaru driving on an unplowed mountain pass in the Yukon in minus 23-degree conditions. Just listen to Subaru's standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive go to work on all that ice and snow. And that sound is our confident driver whistling Beethoven's Fifth, I believe. Visit your local Subaru dealer and really own winter with uncommon winter capability.
Let's be real here. Maintaining a healthy lawn takes time and effort. Time I think we can all agree would be better spent enjoying your outdoor spaces instead. That's why you should leave the lawn care to the pros at Home Turf Lawn Care. Not only do they save you time, but they offer a variety of affordable services that take the guesswork out of maintaining your lawn. Signing up is easy. Go to hometurf.ca, enter your address, and receive an instant quote customized to your property. Let the experts at Home Turf do the dirty work and take back your weekend.
Sitting at home, wondering how to save money? Why not start with your windows and doors? That's smart thinking. Ecotech Windows and Doors can help. With EcoSmart technology, our latest product lines are all Energy Star, which means you'll save on your energy bill. And right now, we pay the tax for you, or you don't pay until 2024. Now that's smart thinking. Quality and comfort you can trust and afford.
You'll see the difference right away with ecotechwindows.ca.
Learn more at ecotechwindows.ca.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. John had a brilliant idea for a startup, turn children's artwork into toys. He called Alpine Credits for a home equity loan. His loan was approved, and a superhero was sent over to assist John with his business needs. Her superpower isn't just home equity loans, it's helping people realize their dreams. She can also run so fast her shoes melt. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Whatever you're trying to get, whoever you're trying to get, make your play with Kilani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. From custom pendants to diamond rings, our jewelry covers all occasions. We make them for champions all around the world. Let's make one for you.
Make your play with Kalani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. Look up Kalani Jewelry, Kilani.
If you can dream it, we can make it.
Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Halftime in the books as we get set for the start of the third quarter. The Lakers begin the second half leading 70-62. Shot 61% in the first half. Outscored the Raptors 39-27 in the second quarter. So needless to say, Jonesy, a lot of work for the Raptors to do in the second half, but they're down only 8, and they shot 50% themselves. They've turned the Lakers over twice the number of times that they've coughed it up. It's a matter of now just kind of fine-tuning and, well, cranking up the defense a little more.
Well, Eric, one of the things that I pointed out is one of my keys was second half play, because the Raptors have had issues on this trip, especially the last 3 games in the second half.
Van Vliet has it over on the far sideline now, drives into the paint, drops it to Pirtle on the block. Little lofty shot from the left block near side over the outstretched arm of Davis, goes from 9 feet, and the Raptors cut it to 6.
Scoring down, point differential down, field goal percentage down, and three-point percentage all down in the second half in the last couple of games.
Complete breakdown by the Raptors left Vanderbilt open by about 10 feet.
Nobody in the same area code. But
and
Eric,
he missed the shot.
Yeah, but Eric, you asked me about why the Raptors defense. That's a prime example right there.
But then I would ask, why or how does that happen?
Somebody's got to talk.
Van Vliet to Pirtle to Anunoby, near sideline, triple up and clean. Keep it going, OG. 7 of 7, including 4 of 4 from distance.
Wow. doing a great job shooting the ball and individual defense on the ball.
Another wide open triple for Vanderbilt, and he misses this one.
Well, the Raptors are playing for the roll on the screen and roll, and Pirtle's standing in the lane. Lakers are spacing the floor and getting good looks.
Russell just stole it away from Anunoby on an entry pass. Comes down the floor, scoops it high off glass, misses it. Pirtle secures the rebound. Raptors push ahead. OG fouled at the 10. He tried to lay it up. He got off the shot, but it wouldn't go, so he's going to get 2 at the stripe as Tony Brown takes the foul.
Great job by Pirtle.
That's on Tony, the other, Troy Brown, of course.
On the other end. And interesting how it looked like Troy Brown Jr. did not, in my eyes, make a play on the ball. But referee Brian Forte he was behind him and couldn't see it and just called a common foul.
Well, but they're going to review it, aren't they?
No, they won't, because OG didn't go down. Had OG fallen down and drawn some kind of reaction, they would have reviewed it.
Anunoby takes care of business at the stripe, and to the Raptors' credit, they have answered the call out of the half on a run to start this third quarter. 7-0.
Yep.
Laker lead is cut to 1 at 70-69. Russell gave it up to Brown, who bobbled it, lost it. Raptors pick it up down the floor. Two-hand dunk. Pascal Siakam. It's a 9-0 run, and the Raptors lead by 1.
Great job. Great job. Even though I would not have been surprised to see that thing stop because of a kick ball, Raptors did a great job outletting, give it to Siakam, and Pascal making sure he's not laying this thing up. Two-hand jam at the other end.
So Toronto on top with 10:06 to go in the third quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
A big win and a bigger impact. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you support the kids and the future Raptors of tomorrow. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will this season include you? The only way to find out is if you play. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Welcome to Toronto.
Lottery license number 1274001. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
Make sure that your business documents are for your recipient's eyes and no one else's. Trust Record Express for industry-leading standards in secure storage, scanning, and shredding. With fast, same-day service, flexible contract terms, and all the support you need to safeguard your confidential information. Visit recordexpress.ca today for document storage and shredding special offers. That's Record, XPRESS.ca. Record Express. Store, scan, shred Canadian.
Whatever you're trying to get, whoever you're trying to get, make your play with Kalani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. From custom pendants to diamond rings, our jewelry covers all occasions. We make them for champions all around the world. Let's make one for you.
Make your play with Kalani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. Look up Kalani Jewelry, K-I-L-A-N-I.
If you can dream it, we can make it.
Now back to Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, 71-70. The Raptors on top of the Lakers by 1. It's a 9-0 Raptor run to start the third quarter. OG Anunoby doing a lot of damage tonight. 20 points on 7 of 7 shooting, adding 2 rebounds, 3 steals. And Jonesy, when I talk about those steals, a lot of that based on his defense and his play against Anthony Davis. Anunoby on both ends has been outstanding this evening.
Yeah, he's done a really, really nice job. He's one of those guys that can defend multiple people. And I think about multiple positions. I think about Darvin Ham talking about that when the Lakers were in town earlier in the year. And really, really terrific job tonight by OG on both ends of the floor.
Lakers with the ball out of the timeout. Russell straight away. He's got Pirtle in front of him. Yak trying to hold his ground. Russell turns the corner, gets in the lane, dumps it off. Lakers work it back out on the perimeter to Beasley, to Brown, down to Vanderbilt at the 10, fouled by Barnes. Scotty immediately reacted, thought it was clean on a strip, but they're going to blow the whistle and send the Lakers to the stripe.
Well, it's interesting how Mark Davis called that automatically, and Scotty just said, "Okay, I'm not going to fight it," but
he did foul him.
He got a piece of the wrist, but it wasn't as automatic as Mark Davis made the call to be. That again,
reaction,
prejudgment, and reaction. I don't know. I don't know.
He got his arm.
No, he got a lot of the orange, unless he got a wrist. He didn't get any arm.
Both free throws good, so the Lakers go back on top by 1. It ends the 9-0 run for the Raptors. Barnes comes back, turns, fires in the lane, and Scotty having a solid night as well, up to 14 points as he gets that jumper to go from 10 feet.
I like when he's that aggressive and gets both feet in the paint before taking his shot.
Raptors by 1, 9:15 to go here, third quarter. Russell had the ball knocked away by Anunoby. Raptors pick it up. They find OG cutting behind the D, goes to the 10, hit by Davis, falls to the floor, still no foul, but he gets the 2 on the bucket.
And Nick Nurse up to talk to Mark Davis about it, who just acts like he's not there. And that should have been an and 1.
Russell up fake into the lane. Had the ball knocked away, gets his own miss back, floats it up, no good. And a very late whistle again.
Are you kidding
is
me?
Going against the Raptors after they had the ball and already had taken 2 dribbles and were halfway up the floor.
And there was nothing there. There was nothing there. Jared Vanderbilt just baited the ref into that. Pascal took that rebound away from him, and Vanderbilt, that's deplorable.
Davis, far side, spins around from a double team, elevates for a jumper, misses it, and the Raptors come away with the rebound.
And falls down as if to try and get a call.
Siakam on the block near side, spinning to the baseline. Off 10, missed it. He beat Beasley with a good move, but couldn't finish at the 10.
Got to finish that, even though there was contact.
Vanderbilt hands off on the perimeter to Brown, getting to the baseline, whips it over the shoulder back to Beasley, sees a seam into the lane, met by Pirtle, who just gobbles it up, and he kept it in bounds into his teammates' hands. Here come the Raptors. Far sideline, OG weaving through traffic, gets to the 10, reverse layup is good. The perfect night continues for Anunoby, and the Raptors lead by 5.
Great decision by OG not to force the 3 and take the ball inside.
77-72. 7:50 to go in the third. Russell lobs it to Davis, and they weren't reading the same mail. The pass floats out of bounds on the baseline. It's the 14th turnover by the Lakers, and the Raptors have a chance to tack on a few more.
I love the way the Raptors have scouted the lob stuff that the Lakers try to do, getting the ball to Anthony Davis.
It's a 15-2 run to start the second half for the Raptors. Barnes on the near side. Tried to bring it to the baseline. Cut off by Russell. Turns. Fires off 1 foot. The bucket is good.
He's killing them. And Russell that time turned his shoulder in and tried to body check him like hockey.
Beasley misses a triple, and battling down low, it's Pirtle and Vanderbilt. And they're going to say it goes off Pirtle.
I mean, at the other end, D'Angelo Russell isn't even guarding Barnes. As soon as Scotty beats him, he turns and leans into him with his shoulder, and they're not calling it.
And Scotty running back with the "you're too small" sign as he kind of holds his arm out, his forearm out, and pushes his hand down to the floor, saying you're too little. And he is. Hachimura into the lane, stripped by Fred VanVleet. Tried to get it ahead to Scotty Barnes, and the Lakers deflect the pass and get it right back. Tough break for Toronto. Here comes Schroeder. Weaving through the lane, now bringing it back out to the perimeter. Cross court, left to right, over to Reeves, back to Schroeder. Lobbing it to Davis, far side, turning into the lane. Drop-off pass in the back door to Hachimura. Bobbled it, picked up by Pirtle. Another Laker turnover.
Raptors doing a good job holding the fort.
Barnes under the 10, this time guarded by Reeves, fouled by Reeves, and Scotty is going to the strike.
Yeah, great job by Scotty. He has decided to take it inside, whether it be Russell or Reeves or whoever might be guarding him. Does a great job of establishing position early, takes the bump, and too small.
Scotty's first free throw is good. Barnes tonight, 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds in 22 minutes on a very efficient 7 of 10 from the floor. Second free throw, up and clean. He's also 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Now give him 18. as the Raptors extend the lead to 9. It's 81-72. We're talking about 2 points for the Lakers in 5 minutes and 11 seconds.
Our Raptors defense has been good. Lakers have turned it over. They've shot themselves in the foot a couple times.
They've coughed up 6 turnovers, giving up 10 points off 6 turnovers in this quarter. Hachimura on the baseline to Reeves. Leans into the lane, takes a bump from Pascal, gets the bucket, and it's an and one opportunity for Austin Reeves.
Pascal saying, I stood straight up. Reeves leaned in to get the contact and then backs away. Even though it looked like Reeves was standing on the baseline when he caught the ball.
So Reeves heads to the stripe and knocks down the free throw. It's now 5 points in the quarter for the Lakers. Raptors still leading, but it's cut to 6 at 81-75. Scotty Barnes brings it across center for Toronto. Over to Pirtle at the far elbow. Yak holding the ball, lobs it to OG at the 10. Calmly guides it into the 10. And in the process, Anthony Davis took an inadvertent elbow to the side of the head.
Well, that was after he fouled him and got away with it, but great job by Toronto. Great back screen by Fred VanVleet.
Schroeder with the ball right now.
Carrying it on every dribble.
Staring down, Jakob Pirtle. And a little stop and go, and he bobbled the ball, and it's picked up by Barnes. Another Laker turnover. Anunoby, wing near side. Now driving to the 10, spinning, firing. Bucket is good, plus the foul. OG Anunoby is 11 of 11 in this ball game. He's got 28 points and counting, and he is feasting on the Lakers.
Doing a terrific job. I mean, his decision-making tonight has been absolutely magnificent. When to shoot the three, when to go on the dribble. Yes, he's had a couple turnovers, but he's done a terrific job for the most part in the decision-making around his game.
And he's still limping, heading into the timeout to the Raptor bench with a definite hitch in his step.
Yeah.
But he'll have a free throw when we come back. And nobody's ever hurt, Jonesy, when they're going like this, right?
That's my line, right? Nobody's ever hurt on offense. Got a chance for a basket, a goal in soccer, a goal in hockey, a touchdown in football. When you get the leather or the implement, all of a sudden you get healed.
And we've got a stoppage here as they are.
That the closeout was reckless. It has been determined to be a flagrant foul. Penalty 1. Scored a basket. 2 free throws to make 1. Set shot.
After review.
Anthony Davis coming forward and getting under. Both Anthony, he got under, and OG turned his left ankle.
And it was the right ankle in the first half.
Yeah, as Davis came down and didn't give him room to land.
Tell you what, the good news for the Raptors, Jonesy, is the fact that they don't play until Tuesday. They're going to have a long flight home, but OG Anunoby is going to need rest on those 2 ankles now, as he has been getting banged up tonight, but he's also been banging up the Lakers. Again, 11 of 11. OG Anunoby with 28 points, 2 rebounds, 4 steals. What a night for Anunoby as he steps to the stripe, knocks down the first free throw.
Not sure what Anthony Davis is complaining about. He definitely stepped underneath an airborne shooter and also bumped him on the way in. So I'm surprised that they didn't get a foul there either.
I said first free throw. It was the only free throw, as it was the and one, and the Raptors get the possession of the ball as well. So here they go, running offense. Anunoby on the sideline, drops it on the post near side. The Barnes going at Reeves, turning, firing in the lane. Too strong back rim, and the Lakers grab the rebound.
I don't like the turnaround on Austin Reeves. Drop step him, just turn and shoot it over him. You have the size.
Reeves just pushes off on VanVleet, gets away from him, hands it to Schroeder. Schroeder out near center, cross court, over on the far side. Gives it to Brown. Now to Hachimura. Cross court to Reeves. Back to Schroeder. Contested triple. No good. And Barnes with the rebound.
Great block out by VanVleet.
Pirtle behind the Laker defense. Fouled. And he will go to the free throw line. It was the touchdown pass from Toronto. Pirtle couldn't convert on the TD. But he'll go for the 2-point conversion here as he goes to the stripe.
Well, he was the one closing out on Schroeder and contesting the shot. And Scotty with a great look ahead to Pirtle, who was fouled. And again, the hit ahead for you young teams and young players listening. Pass that ball to the guy in front of you if he's got a better spot. I don't care about your ball handling. You can't outrun a pass. Can't outrun the ball.
Yak misses the first free throw. It's the one area of his game that needs some work. Hits the second free throw. It extends the lead for the Raptors to 12 at 87-75. Raptors led by 15 in the first quarter, then trailed by 10. Went into the half down 8, and they have dominated this third quarter. A little up fake by Reeves. The Raptors bit, and the foul come in on Pirtle, and Reeves will go to the line.
But the up fake, it's Reeves that leans in to create the contact. It's him leaning in. Pirtle guarding him, went straight up. He was the one. Pirtle moved, closed the gap, but was in a proper guarding position. It's Reeves that's leaning in to get the contact. And listen, I'll say it, and I don't care who wants to disagree with me. He's not an athletic guy, so those are the tricks that he has to revert to get contact.
Makes both free throws. Raptor lead is 10. 87-77, 4:40 to go in the third. Van Vliet over on the far side to Barnes, back up top to Freddie. Dips behind a Pirtle screen, finds Siakam on the baseline. Wow, what a spin move around Davis, but Davis got the block, and the ball over on the far sideline can't be saved by Toronto. It's Laker ball. Beautiful move by Pascal Siakam, but an even better reaction by the Lakers.
Well, the Lakers went into a zone that time as the Raptors have been cooking them on the man-to-man, going at Reeves.
Schroeder, far side, carrying the ball again, spinning away from Van Vliet, finding Hachimura in the lane. Goes over in the corner to Brown, to Reeves on the wing. Reeves has it, jabs at Pascal a couple of times, puts it on the floor, tried to get into the lane. Freddie knocks it away. Loose ball picked up by Davis. Shot clock down to 3, out to Reeves. Reeves with the heave, far wing, no good. Rebound to the Raptors.
Great defense and great boxing out by Toronto.
Barnes ahead to Siakam, skipping to the tin, went at Reeves.
Why are you skipping past Reeves? Dunk it on his head.
Hachimura over to Schroeder, far wing, triple up, no good. Siakam back for the rebound.
Pascal's got to recognize that's Austin Reeves. Go right. He's not going to elevate and block your shot. Put him in the hole.
Pascal has been right at the rim a couple of times in the last 2 possessions and has come up empty. He's got the ball in his hands right now. Pascal above the arc. Straight away now to Barnes. Back to Pascal. To Pirtle. Great passing, tic-tac-toe. But again, Davis meets Pirtle at the rim as Yak went up soft.
Yeah, got to go for a dunk on that one, especially with Anthony Davis behind you.
Brown to Davis. Davis handing it off on the perimeter. Nope. I thought he was going to give it to Reeves. Instead, he draws a double team. Now he goes to Reeves. Over to Brown, far side to Hachimura. Hachimura trying to shake free from Barnes. Shot clock down to 5. Turning the corner, right, left, spinning at the elbow. Bucket is good for Hachimura.
Well, they had to work for it. Raptors defense has been really good the last 3 or 4 possessions.
And with 2:58 to go in the third, we got a timeout on the floor. So Toronto has had multiple chances to extend their lead, but couldn't come up with any over the last 3-4 possessions. And now, after going up by as many as 12, it's been cut to 8, but still a solid quarter for the Raptors overall, as they have held the Lakers to single digits right now, 9 points in just over 9 minutes. Raptors leading 87-79 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Get a fresh start this year at TSC. With amazing savings on top brands and products to help you reach your goals. So, pump up your music. Get moving, have fun, or show your skin some love today. Discover new offers and interest-free Easy Pay on everything you need to get off to a great start this year. Shop now at tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, 87-79. Raptors leading the Lakers by 8, 2:58 to go here in the third quarter. And Jonesy, the major difference, clearly, Captain Obvious statement maybe, the defense. As you did the quick little number crunching, the Lakers' field goal percentage has plummeted in this third quarter.
Well, 3 of 12, and the Raptors doing a better job. We talked about the turnover issues. Lakers 3 of 12 with 7 turnovers, giving up 13 points.
And the Raptors, meanwhile, 9 of 14 to go from 50% at the half to 53%, again, with just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Jakob Poeltl tonight, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. But how about the 1-2 punch of Barnes and Anunoby? OG is having a perfect night right now. 11 of 11 from the floor, including 4 of 4 from distance and 3 of 3 at the stripe. He's got 29 points. And the other side of that 1-2 punch, Scotty Barnes, 7 of 11, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. They've both been spectacular, but especially OG.
Yeah, OG has been really, really solid. When you think about his career high is 36, a season high 32 that he had against Orlando. They're going to need a few more from him, though. If they're going to win this thing, he's going to eclipse a season high. He's got to, if the Raptors are going to win, and maybe even a career high.
Again, 87-79, Raptors by 8. And as we break from the huddle, Toronto will inbound from their own baseline. Fred VanVleet standing at the free throw line, waiting for Pascal Siakam to throw it in. Got a bit of a delay right now with the Lakers coming out of their timeout, and we are finally set to go. Pascal gets it into Freddie. Schroeder picks up some pressure in the backcourt as VanVleet trying to dribble away from it. A lot of contact from Schroeder, and he ultimately gets the steal, goes to the tin, and blows the layup. He wanted a call.
Well, no, he missed the layup. Come on, Schroeder.
Far side, Trent triple is no good, and it's been a rough night for Gary, 0 of 6. Raptor bench has not provided much of anything tonight, hence the reason Nick Nurse has been riding his starters. Reeves on the wing near side, back up top to Schroeder. Schroeder straight away, now finding Beasley. Back over to Schroeder, he's on the far side, drives on the floor, high looper over Poeltl, missed it, and Yak grabs the rebound.
Good job, good test by Poeltl, closing the space.
Pascal, far side, hands off now to OG. Anunoby drops it inside the arc to Pascal in front of the Laker bench. Trying to go at Gabriel, backing down, passing back out to OG, deep triple straight away, no good. First miss of the game for Anunoby.
Didn't like that possession. Raptors had nobody in the middle of the Lakers zone, even though it was wide open.
Reeves to Gabriel, driving, lays it up and in over the outstretched arm of Jakob Poeltl.
And they're going back into the zone again. Darvin Ham trying to buy a few minutes. Get somebody at the free throw line if you're the Raptors.
87-71, the Raptor lead shaved to 6. It was as high as 10 in this frame. VanVleet, far wing, triple is clean. And from the west side, the Raptors push the lead to 9.
What happened? Pascal punches into the middle, and they screen the outside guy on the zone. That's how you break it. Get the ball into the middle.
Schroeder. Had the ball taken away, picked up by Anunoby, and another weak pass as he was looking to outlet it, picked off by the Lakers, and they get the turnover right back. Man, oh man. Beasley driving on the near side, cut off, kicks out to Hachimura. An up fake, but he kept his feet on the floor. Then he gets into the lane, turns, fires, and gets the bucket to go. He has played well tonight off the bench. Hachimura was 16.
Now the Raptors had a chance to push the lead, and instead, that's a 4-point swing. They give up 2.
Pascal Siakam, straight away. Clock down to 37 seconds. Kicks it out to Trent for 3. A wide open look, and he missed it. 0 of 7 now for Gary. Raptor lead is 7. Beasley. Anunoby trying to take it away, and he does. He initially got the poke, couldn't get the ball, stayed with it, and got it. Siakam to Poeltl. Running floater, missed. Had his hands on the rebound, couldn't squeeze. Siakam couldn't squeeze, and it's out of bounds off Pascal. It's Laker ball with 13.7 to play.
Good job by OG defensively, hawking the ball and making it tough on Beasley. But again, that's one where Pascal's got Dennis Schroeder. He's got to go inside.
Raptors leading by 7, 90-83. Lakers scoring only 13 points in this quarter, but they've got a chance to maybe cut the Raptor lead to 4 or 5 right here. Reeves across center, guarded by Trent. Clock down to 8, now 7. Reeves driving on the near side, getting all the way toward the 10, misses the layup, and they call a foul, I believe, on Chris Boucher as Reeves is holding his face, holding his nose, leaning against the basket stanchion on the baseline as he's going to await a couple of free throws. And Boucher is called for the foul. Nope, check that. They're going to get it on Pirtle.
Reeves leaning against the basket stanchion. Maybe he's trying to get him to review for a flagrant.
The bench has outscored the Laker bench, that is, outscored the Raptor bench 40-10 in this ball game. Make it now 41 as Reeves hits the first free throw. The Raptor lead is 6. There is time remaining, though, so Toronto might have a chance to get a couple on the board before the end of the frame. 4.2 seconds to be exact. Second free throw about to come for Reeves. He's got 10 points off the bench, adding 3 assists. It's up, and it's clean. The Raptor lead is 5.
Tell me how Austin Reeves has 5 free throws in the game, and Pascal Siakam has 5.
Trent at the buzzer, off glass, missed it, fell to the floor. No call. And we head to the fourth quarter with the Raptors leading by 5, and I don't have a good answer for you,
take that
Jonesy.
back.
Pascal has
Austin
none.
Reeves has 5 free throws, and Pascal Siakam does not have one.
I don't have an answer for you. And the Raptors tonight with 50 points in the paint, which is more than half of their 90 total. So it's not like they're not being aggressive and going to the rim. But nevertheless, they do have a 5-point lead. It's 90-85, Toronto on top. So they were down by 8 at the half. They're up 5 going to the final frame. But you got to close it out now. Raptors looking for the victory. 12 minutes remain. Keep it locked in right here on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win, just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Lottery license number 1274001. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
Get a fresh start this year at TSC with amazing savings on top brands and products to help you reach your goals. So pump up your music, get moving, have fun, or show your skin some love today. Discover new offers and interest-free Easy Pay on everything you need to get off to a great start this year. Shop now at tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
Monte Carlo. With the cold weather upon us, there's no reason why you still can't stay warm and connected. So this winter, make the Monte Carlo Inns your home away from home for quality accommodations, functional meeting facilities, and cozy restaurants. With locations throughout Southern Ontario, Monte Carlo Inns is ready to check you in. Enter promo code WINTER at MonteCarloInns.com for savings of 15% off our luxury suites.
Monte Carlo Inns.
Your home away from home.
Now back to more Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the fourth quarter. The Raptors lead the Lakers 90-85. OG Anunoby finally showing one minor dent in the armor. Oh, yeah, by the way, he's still 11 of 12 in the ballgame for 29 points. Missed his first shot of the game in that third quarter. It's been an incredible game so far for Anunoby, but he would trade that all in to get the victory, I'm sure. Gabriel hands off to Schroeder, near elbow, jumper up, no good, back rim, rebound to Will Barton. So the Raptors get a stop to start the final frame after outscoring the Lakers 28-15 in that third quarter. Barton to Barnes on the near side, covered by Schroeder. See if Scotty goes at him.
Back him down.
Well, he backed him down briefly, then kicked out to Barton for 3, and he just airballed it.
just spread the floor. Will Barton's got to step in for a better look, but Scotty's got to be more aggressive and collapse the defense even further to give Barton more time on that shot.
Reeves to Gabriel at the free throw line, back out to Reeves. Shot clock down to 8. Reeves trying to shake free from Thad Young into the ball game, and Reeves drives in, gets contact, kisses it off glass, and he's going to the line for the 6th time.
That's not, that doesn't count his push-off on Thad Young. I don't, this is the stuff that Fred Van Vliet is talking about in his rant. So here we have Austin Reeves in 21 minutes, 6 of 6 from the line.
And the Raptors have 11 total as a team.
Yeah. What doesn't compute?
And the Raptor lead has now been cut to 2. Again, they had built it as high as 10. It's down to 2. Trent in the lane. Step back, no good. Tip down low, no good for Boucher, but he gets it back and puts it in the tin. The lead is 4. 92-88 with 10:42 to go in the ballgame.
One's got to drop for Gary. Raptors in a zone themselves.
Reeves driving, gets to the elbow, knocks down the jumper as Trent blew a tire on the closeout, and Reeves is cooking right now. Again, the Raptor lead down to 2. Barnes. The Boucher on the baseline near side. Puts up a one-hand floater, no good. Missed it from about 8-9 feet. Lakers could tie or take the lead. Schroeder to Gabriel. Through traffic, blew the layup. Picked up by Young. Ahead to Trent. Through traffic. Stripped away by Reeves off the leg of Trent. And it's Laker ball. That looked like it was going to be a surefire 2 for the Raptors. And to their credit, the Lakers got back. 92-90. Raptors clinging to a 2-point lead. Schroeder weaving through traffic, pushes off on Thad Young, then passes back out on the perimeter. Reeves is holding it. Barton in front of him. Shot clock at 5. Reeves around a Gabriel screen. Gets to the free throw line. Up fake, elevates, jumper, no good. Down low, Gabriel couldn't get to it, but it's tracked down by the Lakers. And they kick out to Schroeder for 3, and the Lakers lead by 1.
The Raptor bench really hurting them right here as the benches are in the game and LA is getting everything out of theirs.
1 starter for the Raptors, it's Barnes. 2 for the Lakers. Barnes to Boucher in the near corner. 3-ball, no good. Barnes grabs the rebound, goes back up and puts it in the tin.
They've got to be aggressive. They've got to be aggressive. Against the zone especially. Try to get the ball inside.
Toronto up 94-93.
They're playing the zone themselves defensively.
Russell over toward the far elbow. Split 2 defenders, throws it up at the rim, and again a late whistle.
A reaction whistle again. Late, threw it up, kind of dove out of bounds, and going to get the call.
Russell goes to the free throw line. Knocks down the first one. It ties the game at 94. 8:59 to play in the ball game. D'Angelo Russell. Second free throw. Good as well. And the Lakers lead by 1. So again, Toronto from down 8 at half to up 10 in the third. And now trailing by 1, but now up 1. Scotty Barnes knocks down the jumper near side on about a 11-12 footer.
A great job getting into the soft part of the zone, screening it. It's wide open in the middle if you can get the ball in there.
Schroeder gets into the lane, leans back, knocks down the jumper over Gary Trent, and now the Lakers go back on top. A little seesaw battle here in the fourth quarter. 8:25 to play. Barton out on the wing far side, up top straight away. It's Scotty Barnes. Whips a pass over far corner to Boucher. Chris goes back up top to Scotty. Shot clock at 10.
Drive it into the middle.
Scotty dipping behind Young, gets into the middle, back out far sideline to Boucher. Tried to pass it to Trent. Tracked down on the baseline by the Lakers. They get the ball up the Raptor turnover. Pull-up triple. Russell wing far side is good. And the Raptors down by 4. The bench is killing Toronto in the fourth.
Well, the zone has given Toronto problems because they haven't consistently put the ball inside. You've got to get inside. That zone is spread corner to corner to protect three-point shooting. Punch into the middle and take the two. Take the easy ones in the middle.
196. Raptors now down 4 with 7:59 to go in the ball game on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hey, Raptor fans, what's better than the team winning on the court? A win for the kids and a win for you. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you help communities get kids and youth off the sidelines and onto the court. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will you be a winner this season? Only one way to know. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Lottery license number 1274001. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Homeowners Judy and Janet had a basement that looked less ooh la la and more ew. On Alpine Credit's website, they tapped their way to an easy home renovation loan. Our hero was sent to hell. Their renovated basement now has theater seating and a bar. He even used his super strength to crush ice for beverages with his bare hands. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Now is the time to stream more Maple Leafs down the stretch drive.
Centers in front. Matthews scores.
Get thousands of out-of-market NHL games, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and more with a new Sportsnet Now Premium 6-month pass.
Here is Marner in. It's Marner scores. It's a beauty.
And with Blue Jays baseball in sight, now is the time to score the best value deal available. Subscribe today at snnow.ca. Available for a limited time only. Let's get back to the action. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you. Fourth quarter action, 7:59 to play in the ball game. And the Lakers, going back to the third quarter, are in the midst of a 24-9 run over the last 8 minutes and 45 seconds. And as a result, they have pushed their lead to 4. They've gone from down by 10 to up by 4. Jonesy, you talked a lot about the Laker zone and the issues that it has caused the Raptors, but the second unit overall has not been good for Toronto tonight. And
No.
Nick Nurse putting the starters back on the floor.
Well, and he's going to have to ride him for almost 8 minutes now. Lakers still playing the zone.
Scotty Barnes into the lane, turns, fired, bucket.
That's what you need to do. That zone is spread out. It's spread side to side to try and cut off the three ball. Well, fine. It's open in the middle. That's where you take the shots.
Gabriel right back at you, straight down the teeth of the defense, straight down the teeth of the lane, lays it in, and the lead goes back to 4. 102-98. Van Vliet above the arc here on the near side, now straight away. Goes over on the far side to Barnes. Scotty up top to OG. 3-ball up short for Barnes.
Didn't like that one. Didn't like that one. Again, with the zone open in the middle.
Breakdown defensively. Schroeder gives it to Reeves, and he drives straight to the tin and throws down a big-time two-hand dunk. Nobody there for the Raptors. The lead at 6 now for LA. 104-98. Chance of defense raining down at Crypto.com. Barnes over to Van Vliet, far sideline. Finds Pascal at the block, and he short-armed it right at the rim. He was right under the rim and missed. Pull-up triple. Russell is good. And the lead grows to 9.
And Nick Nurse asking for the foul at the other end, doesn't get it. There's definitely contact between Siakam and Wenyen Gabriel.
107-98. LA leading by 9. And Austin Reeves has been a big difference in this second half. And the shot making, I said it to you earlier, Jonesy, the 3-ball was a huge weapon for Russell when he was still in a Minnesota uniform about a month or so ago when the Timberwolves beat the Raptors in Mini. And Russell's doing it again tonight.
He is transition threes. And Toronto not stopping the ball. and it's really hurting them right now.
Let's keep it here. 107-98. Raptors trailing by 9. If we now look at the run for the Lakers, it's a 10-2 run in this fourth quarter, going back to late third and into the fourth. The run is, I believe, 28-11. Either way, it's been all LA.
It has been. And the Raptors, masters of their own demise with their offense against the zone, defensively not matching up all the time. But you got to get to the point where you're playing through the contact. You know, Fred said what he said. You've got a guy like Mark Davis who has traditionally not been good officiating the Raptors. You have to start playing through that kind of stuff.
D'Angelo Russell, with that last bucket, has tallied his 1,200th career three-pointer. And believe it or not, now granted, I know he's had 2 tours of duty. This is second. But with that triple, he has also tied Robert Horry for 20th on the Lakers' all-time three-point.
You know, and that's really something to think about, but we're going to be seeing a lot of that in the next little while.
Yeah.
Because the game has changed.
Yep.
Everybody and their mother is shooting three, whether you're supposed to be or not. Could you imagine Robert Horry playing in this era, shooting the three? Or, heck, I say it all the time, Andrea Bargnani playing for the Raptors now at his size, with his skill, not being able to touch him, and just that kind of stuff. The way the game has evolved, it would be very, very different right now.
So the Lakers scored 15 points in the entire third quarter, and they've now got 22 points in 5.5 minutes in the fourth. Explain that to me. Hurdle in traffic, spinning, firing, and scooping it off glass. Hits the bucket, and Toronto down 7.
The zone is wide open in the middle. Wide open. It's about getting some stops and continuing to get the ball in the middle of the zone. Don't worry about the threes. Take the twos. They're going to give you those.
Lakers doing all of this damage with Anthony Davis sitting on the bench. Schroeder gets to the baseline near side, misses the shot. Nice box up by Siakam as he gets the rebound in front of Vanderbilt, and now they blow a whistle.
Vanderbilt was over his back on the rebound. There was no call.
Pascal's got to be saying, man, you call a foul there, though, when I secure a rebound and not when I'm right under the tin on the other end. And I seemingly blow an easy layup because I'm fouled at least once, if not twice. Now Davis checking back into the ball game. He'll come in for Gabriel. Still out on the floor, Schroeder, Reeves, Russell, and Vanderbilt.
Well, back to the man-to-man.
Van Vliet to Anunoby, far sideline, driving down toward the block, hands off in the paint to Pirtle. One-hand floater, no good from just below the free throw line. And the Lakers with the rebound. LA leading by 7 with 5.5 minutes to go.
Thought OG could have attacked Austin Reeves on that one.
Reeves has it right now, and he's got OG in front of him. Shot clock at 8. He finds Davis. Near elbow extended. Back up top to Reeves. Over to Schroeder. 3-ball up and clean. The lead is 10. 110-100 with 5:05 to play. The Lakers up to 55%. This after their horrendous third quarter, where they shot just 25%, and somehow they're still shooting 55% for the game. The Raptors just got 2 back, and it cuts the lead to 8 as Barnes with a little 3-footer. It was good. LA shooting 9 of 13 in this fourth quarter. Russell, near elbow, bucket, 10 of 14. Lead back to 10.
Raptors broke down on the screen and roll coverage there. Russell came clean and got a good look.
Scotty Barnes driving in the lane, went left, turns back right, fouled, late whistle, and they're going to send Scotty to the line. Vanderbilt.
Not sure what the complaint is about. It was a clear push as Scotty spun back to his strong hand. Clear push.
He had his right arm around his back, too, and he, in fact, tapped him like he was patting him on the back twice as Scotty was elevating. Barnes to the free throw line. Attempts 5 and 6, and the first one is no good. He was perfect at the line, 4 of 4 before that miss. Second free throw coming for Scotty Barnes, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Second one is up and clean. The Raptors trail by 9. 4:22 to go in the ball game.
Stops.
Schroeder toward the far sideline on a switch picked up by Barnes, trying to spin away from Scotty now. He's got it in front of the Raptor bench now, going the other way, getting to the free throw line, backing out, finding Reeves. Above the arc, Reeves puts it on the floor. Beat Pascal, gets into the paint. Looked like he stutter stepped there. Free ball from Schroeder, no good. Rebound to Van Vliet, tried to kick ahead to OG, picked off by Schroeder, who ran back to intercept that pass. So the Raptors with their 12th turnover. They've coughed up 15 points off turnovers. Free throw line, Anthony Davis too strong. Rebound to Freddie. So the Raptors dodge that bullet. See if they can get points here. Van Vliet kicks out Scotty Barnes. Triple right in front of the Laker bench. Give him 30 for the night. And Barnes screaming into the Raptor timeout with Toronto trailing now by just 6.
Well, again, they need a couple more stops. That's what it's about. Continuing to get stops and get the ball inside.
112-106. Raptors trail by 6. 3:35 to play. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Let's be real here. Maintaining a healthy lawn takes time and effort. Time I think we can all agree would be better spent enjoying your outdoor spaces instead. That's why you should leave the lawn care to the pros at Home Turf Lawn Care. Not only do they save you time, but they offer a variety of affordable services that take the guesswork out of maintaining your lawn. Signing up is easy. Go to hometurf.ca, enter your address, and receive an instant quote customized to your property. Let the experts at Home Turf do the dirty work and take back your weekend.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you. 112-106. Raptors down 6. Still lots of time, Jonesy. 3:35 to play. But as you keep saying, it's a simple fact. Defense. That's all it is all about right now for the Raptors.
And that's something they really need to do. And then convert at the other end. You've got to get quality shots at the other end. You can't turn the ball over. And that's been, to me, the biggest issue. The two biggest issues, not getting the stops and then not getting quality trips at the other end, not recognizing that zone is spread from side to side, and they're trying to take away your outside shooting, trying to take away the three ball. Well, that's fine. Let them take it away. But what they're giving you is the stuff inside. And they've taken advantage of it a couple of times. It needs to be done more regularly coming down the stretch here with 3:35 to go.
Again, 112-106. Scotty Barnes with 30 in the ball game on 12 of 16 shooting. OG Anunoby, 29 points on 11 of 13. That's a combined 23 of 29 from two players. Incredible performance from Barnes and Anunoby tonight. But if you're a Raptor fan, it'll be all for naught if they can't get the victory.
Yeah, you need to win. You can keep your individual stats or look at them after if there's a win.
We await the resumption of the game here. On the other side for the Lakers, D'Angelo Russell with 22 points and Dennis Schroeder 21. So you talk about the point guards for the Lakers combining for 43 of their 112 and 15 of their 41 total field goals. Schroeder brings it up across center right now. Hands to Russell. Speaking of both players, pull up straight away. Russell, deep triple is good. He has been a major problem for the Raptors tonight. Barnes to Pirtle at the near elbow. Yak holding it high above his head. Now handing it off to Barnes at the free throw line. Scotty picked up by Anthony Davis. Now driving into the paint, turns, fires, no good, and nobody there to rebound for the Raptors. LA leading by 9. And away from the ball
Here it starts.
We have a foul called against Toronto.
It's on Van Vliet.
For doing what?
Not sure. I'm waiting for the replay.
Lakers inbound. Reeves has it. Out to Russell. 3-ball is good again. And he's just smiling, and why not?
He's getting good looks on the drive and kick.
It's a 12-point lead for the Lakers with 2:43 to play. It's their largest lead. It's a 6-0 run, so the Raptors, who had visions of coming back, down only 6, see the lead doubled in less than a minute. Van Vliet to Barnes, down Main Street, stops on a dime, floats it up and in. Raptors trail by 10.
Now, Scotty doing a terrific job, again, taking advantage of the smaller player in Dennis Schroeder.
Russell lobs a pass over to Anthony Davis. Barnes was there, deflected it, but it couldn't be picked up by Pirtle. Schroeder tried to kick it out to Russell, and they weren't reading the same mail, and they fire a turnover out of bounds on the far sideline. So some life in the lungs for the Raptors. With 2 minutes to play, they're down 10. No room for error right now for the Raptors. Van Vliet, far sideline, in front of the Laker bench. No good on the triple. OG had a hand on it, picked up by Pirtle. Out to Barnes, was looking again for Freddie, deflected away by the Lakers. It's out of bounds. It'll be Raptor ball with 11 on the shot clock, 1:49 to play in the game.
We're looking at a career high for Scotty Barnes in 32 points. His previous career high was 31 against the Lakers.
Pirtle to Barnes straight away. 1:45 to play. Barnes into the lane, drops it off on the block right side to Pirtle, who floats it up and in, cuts the Laker lead to 8. So it's single digits with 1:42 to play. Raptors need the ball. Pascal in front of Reeves. Meets him at center court. Reeves trying to shake free from Pascal. Dips behind a screen set by Davis. Still out at that Laker logo. Now he's guarded by OG. Shot clock down to 9. Reeves over to Davis. Near side on the wing. Pascal's there. Davis cross court over to Schroeder on the far sideline. In front of the Raptor bench. Gets to the elbow far side and hits the jumper as the shot clock winds down and pushes the lead back to 10 with 1:17 to play.
That's a tough shot by Schroeder. You got to know, though, with the shot clock running down, he's going to shoot it.
OG drives along the baseline, throws it into the paint, looking for Pirtle, turns it over, and that's probably going to put a fork in it, folks. 1:03 to play. Raptors down 10. Lakers have the ball. Davis holding it at center court, milking the clock down. Now finds Schroeder on the near side, dipping behind the Davis screen. Ball knocked away by OG, picked up again by Schroeder. 50 seconds to play. Shot clock down to 5. Davis, jumper, contested, straight away. It's good, and the Lakers lead by 12 with 46 seconds to play, and we've got another timeout. The Raptors dominated the third, and to their credit, the Lakers came back and absolutely throttled Toronto in the fourth. LA outscored in the third quarter 28-15. They went into the fourth quarter trailing by 5, 90-85. And they have put up 37 and counting against the Raptors. This after scoring 39 in quarter number 2. What happened?
The defense, again, I don't know if it's a continuous breakdown. There's also the trying to play without fouling and the sensitivity issue. But the Raptors have been spread out and can't keep people in front of them, and that's what's led to their demise on the defensive end.
Seven of the next 8 will be at home for the Raptors after this 5-game road trip, and it's going to be a 1-4 road trip. And Jonesy, this is going to be one of those woulda, coulda, shouldas. You're thinking about the split in Washington, okay, fine. But then you go to Denver. You have a lead against the Nuggets. You lead for a good chunk of the night and lose. You were neck and neck in the first half against the Clippers, but you ultimately lost. You had 2 separate double-digit leads against the Lakers, and you lose. Easily should have been, let alone could have been, a 2-3 trip, and dare I say, the possibility certainly existed for 3-2 minimum. Raptors come up empty out of the timeout. They're still down by 12, 122-110. As the Lakers advance, they're going to hold the ball and take the turnover with the shot clock violation and give it to the Raptors with 17.4 seconds remaining. The only silver lining, I suppose, for the Raptors after a 1-4 road trip is they don't necessarily lose grounds on where they were in the standings. As Anunoby goes into the lane and dunks it down, and here's a chorus of boos from the Laker fans.
You can boo all they want. It's the 2 points you take and keep trying. Play right till the whistle.
And there's the final horn. I was going to say the only silver lining is the Raptors haven't really lost ground, as they still sit in ninth. The Wizards lost to the Atlanta Hawks, but they are losing ground in the sense that the gap now between them and the Atlanta Hawks, if I believe my math is correct, is now at 2.5, because the Hawks sit a game above 500, and the Raptors now have dropped all the way down to 4 games below 500, sitting at 32 and 36. The Wizards at 31 and 36. So the Raptors remain a half game up on the Wiz, and still hanging out, looming, the Chicago Bulls, who are tied with the Raptors in the loss column.
That's the key.
2 games behind the Raptors in the win column.
When you talk about not losing ground, well, in the standings maybe, but you're giving up games and backing up in the loss column.
Hey, they're only 1 loss ahead of or behind, depending how you look at it, the Indiana Pacers.
Right. They've got 37 losses.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not good. I mean, it's not good in that sense.
Taking a look at the Diamond Player of the Game, presented by Kalani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. Listen, we don't have to give it to a Raptor player. The Diamond Player of the Game to me is D'Angelo Russell. 5 of 8 from distance, 10 of 17 from the floor, 28 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. But Jonesy, there were 2 solid performers for the Raptors, 2 very, very solid performers. But again, it all comes in a loss, so it's all for naught.
The bench really let Toronto down tonight. 12 points, being outscored 61-12. I mean, Schroeder with 23 off the bench. Austin Reeves, again, I'm at a loss to explain how he's got 6 free throw attempts more than anybody in the game except for Scotty Barnes. He's got more free throw attempts than Siakam, more than Pirtle, who's playing inside and taking shots in the paint. I don't get it. I don't get it. Again, a lot of it comes from drawing contact, embellishing it, and getting the benefit of calls.
So again, the Diamond Player of the Game, presented by Kalani Jewelry, the official luxury jeweler of the Toronto Raptors. We'll give it to D'Angelo Russell, but shout out to OG Anunoby and Scotty Barnes, who had a career-high 32 points tonight, but it comes in a loss as the Raptors fall to the Lakers 122-112, and Toronto limps home off a 1-4 road trip. 7 of the next 8 at home, and the Raptors need to figure things out in a hurry with only 14 games remaining in the season, and things getting even tighter and closer in the playoff/play-in chase. We'll step aside for the break, come back with the final stats, and get set to wrap things up on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
911, what's your emergency?
A boy was just hit by a car. Please send an ambulance quickly.
A devastating accident can turn your family's life upside down. Thompson Rogers can help give you the clarity you need to see the way forward with practical legal advice and support at every step.
Zahir, the leg brace may be permanent.
From the hospital room to the courtroom, you need the lawyers at Thompson Rogers to help take away uncertainty. That's real life counsel. Go to trlaw.com to find out more.
Tuesday, March 21st.
Are you guys ready for this?
The all-new season of Canada's Got Talent begins on City TV with more stunts.
That's probably one of the most dangerous things I've ever seen.
More moves. More magic.
I'm seeing it from a safe distance.
More emotion.
I was really feeling it.
And more must-see moments.
Prepare to be afraid. Yes.
The all-new Canada's Got Talent begins March 21st, only on City TV.
Let's be real here. Maintaining a healthy lawn takes time and effort. Time I think we can all agree would be better spent enjoying your outdoor spaces instead. That's why you should leave the lawn care to the pros at Home Turf Lawn Care. Not only do they save you time, but they offer a variety of affordable services that take the guesswork out of maintaining your lawn. Signing up is easy. Go to hometurf.ca, enter your address, and receive an instant quote customized to your property. Let the experts at Home Turf do the dirty work and take back your weekend.
Hi, Zach here from Speedy Glass. Got a crack in your windshield? Get it replaced by our experts. At Speedy Glass, our certified technicians are trained to replace your windshield with care. And because your vehicle's manufacturer requires to recalibrate your front camera, when we replace your windshield, we take care of that too. Book your appointment today at speedyglass.ca to get back on the road safely. Certain conditions apply. Details at speedyglass.ca.
Speedy Glass Repair. Speedy Glass Replace.
Back to the action. Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
112 for the Raptors, 122 for the Lakers. It's a 10-point win for LA as the Lakers get 28 points from D'Angelo Russell, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 16 points, 4 rebounds for Vanderbilt. Anthony Davis with a very quiet night, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Did add 4 blocks and 3 assists, but they didn't need him tonight. The bench stepped up in a big-time way. Reeves with 18 off the bench, 16 for Hachimura, and Schroeder with 23, adding 4 steals and 7 assists. The Lakers bench outscores the Raptors 61-12 as Achua played 8 minutes and had 5 points. Barton had 5 as well. Trent was scoreless in 21 minutes. Gary Trent, 0 of 9. In the starting lineup for the Raptors, OG Anunoby started the game 11 of 11, finished 12 of 14 for 31 points. Scotty Barnes with a career-high 32 points. Fred VanVleet, 3 of 9 from the floor, 8 points, 10 assists. Pascal Siakam, quiet for the most part, 12 points on 5 of 13 shooting. Jakob Poeltl, the double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. But it all comes at a loss for the Raptors again. They drop it, Jonesy, by 10, and the Raptors now sit at 32-36. They were back within a game of 500, a chance to get above 500 perhaps, and all for naught as they now have dropped down yet again 4 games below 500, getting set for their next game, which will come at home on Tuesday against the Denver Nuggets. 3 straight at home for the Raptors: Denver, Oklahoma City, Minnesota. Then they hit the road for 1 game against the Bucks before coming back home for 4 more: Indiana, Detroit, Washington, Miami. Again, that is 7 of the next 8 in TO.
Yeah, 7 of the next 8, but not easy opponents when you think about, Denver starting that off, Minnesota, playoff team in the West. So they have their work cut out for them. And, I just keep looking at it and saying they're not that far off, but they do need to. There are a couple of things that really need attention to detail. And if they could ever get those down,
there's less than a month left of the season.
I know, but it's kind of like, it's kind of like playing basketball. The next shot goes in, that might be the one.
Yeah.
Playing golf, the next putt, that might be the one that turns your hot streak. And, they've got to do a better job defensively. Like, to me, that's what it comes down to. The breakdowns, not matching up in transition, not communicating, and 2 guys going with the ball handler and they leave somebody else open for, a wide open look. Those are the things that have to change if you're the Raptors. Offense, you score 112 points tonight, shoot 50%, win the turnover battle, 21-13, points off turnovers, 26-17 in your favor. You get 12 more shots than the other guy. Like, you make, 2 or 3 less threes, but like those numbers on the offensive side are good enough to win. You can't allow a team to shoot 56% though. You can't. And like that's the crux of the matter is the defense has to get better.
Tell you what, you lose the game by 10, and you also got outscored at the stripe by 9. And that was an issue, not getting to the line enough. And we wondered and questioned throughout the game the amount of times, and I mean the few amount of times that the Raptors got to the stripe.
Well, I'll say this, Eric. It's, we talk about the players in the league and how nobody likes the way they kind of fraternize and hug and pat each other on the back after the game because they're a fraternity. Well, I got to tell you something. The referees are a fraternity too. And maybe there was a statement made tonight to the Raptors. Fred VanVleet had as many free throws as you did tonight.
How about the Raptors' 2 All-Stars, Siakam and VanVleet, with no free throws?
No free throws. And it's not like, Fred's a jump shooter. I could see that. Pascal was inside tonight. I can think of 2 or 3 occasions when there could have been fouls called when he went to the basket. Yet, on the other end, we see guys leaning in, embellishing contact, and getting foul calls. So, again, it goes back to what I talked about on the podcast, the consistency of the way the calls are being made. I think that has to change.
One last time, 122-112, the Raptors lose to the Los Angeles Lakers, a 1-4 road trip as Toronto gets set for their next game at home on Tuesday. Thanks to our crew, JR and Connor, and to all of you for tuning in as well. It's been Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hello and welcome to the Raptors Reaction Podcast for Sportsnet 590, The Fan. I'm your host, Win Lou, speaking to you after the Toronto Raptors lose by a score of 122-112. I think we've seen this movie before. Let's just say that. A lot of common themes throughout this game. Certainly a very frustrating event, especially if you stayed up late watching this one. Right now, Eastern, it's 1 a.m. And it's a Friday night. And, a lot of people probably did choose to stay up and watch this and listen to the coverage because, let's face it, we're all diehard Raptor fans. We're going to be here no matter what. But you do wonder, like, what is the payoff in some of these games, right? This was just like, this is a game like perfectly designed to torture a Raptor fan, especially because of how often we've seen it. It's not that the fact that they lost to the Lakers, partially it is that, let's be honest, but the Lakers have been playing better basketball of late. This wasn't going to be an easy game. But then again, you don't have LeBron in the game, and, this is still a relatively new Lakers group, and could you do something against this team? And if there was an opportunity to steal one here, you should have taken it. But more than that, the frustrating part comes from just the nature of this game. Sure, like lots of games in the NBA swings back and forth nowadays, but when you watch the Raptors play tonight, and you see a lot of common themes, and I think that's the part that's gotten really old for people. Like, it's just like, okay, the Raptors are capable of playing good basketball for stretches, and we see it clearly, but they don't ultimately get results. You know what they call a basketball team that only plays good in stretches? A bad team. Like, that's just, and we have to face it. Like, that's what the Raptors are. Like, we have to dash our expectations of the team being good or the team going into games and having an expectation to win. Like, of course, I want the players and I want the organization to take that expectation into the game. But as a fan watching it, like, just keep your expectations low, because you can keep them very low and you might still be disappointed. Like, I'll tell you a couple of things from this game. Anthony Davis only got 7 shots off, only had 8 points, even averaging like 33 the last 5. So they held him to 8 freaking points. And all of a sudden the Raptors lose this game because of how much their bench came in and dominated. And this is what domination looks like off a bench, okay? 18 points for Rui Hachimura, plus 21, 7-9 shooting. In 20 minutes, he was acquired during the trade deadline, okay, for some second-round picks. Dennis Schroeder, 23 points, 33 minutes, 8 of 17 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3, 4-4 from the free throw line, 7 assists, 4 steals. I thought he actually had a lot of turnovers in this game, 6. And it felt like that way watching it, but still undeniably a very good performance. Makes the minimum for the Lakers. Austin Reeves, a two-way player for the Lakers, I believe, or at least undrafted. 18 points, 6 of 10 shooting off the bench, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Just did so many clever things, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. And let me just read you some of the plus minuses. Plus 21 for Rui, Plus 19 for Wenyan Gabriel, which one time did get me in trouble with Chris Boucher, if you really follow the history of this thing. Anyway, plus 32 for Dennis Schroeder, and plus 26 for Austin Reeves for the Lakers bench. And what that should tell you, obviously, is that the Lakers bench just thoroughly dominated the Raptors bench, where the Raptors came out strong. They led by 15. The starters were playing great basketball. They had a great defensive strategy against AD. They were executing their plays. And then as soon as the bench players started filtering in, the bench started giving up the lead. It was bad when it was one or two bench players. It got even worse from there. And even though the Raptors had a 15-point lead in the first quarter, they only go up by 4 at the end of the first quarter because of how bad the bench was. Then the bench completely craters in the second quarter. Again, it's not just that the Lakers have stronger players off the bench, but it's just the Raptors bench just like, I don't know. They just laid an egg, collectively laid an egg. Like guys were just, there's just so many mistakes across the board. It's hard to describe them all. But if I had to sort of distill it into two main guys, it's Gary Trent Jr. and Precious Achiuwa. For Gary, we know he's not going to contribute that much defensively, if at all. And tonight there were some embarrassing sequences where Austin Reeves had him sitting on the ground on not even a crossover, just like a jab step, and then driving to the lane for a dunk. But we know he's not going to give you much defensively. However, can you get something from him offensively? And the Raptors are giving him open looks, giving him plenty of chances, calling his number, running set plays for him, and just missed everything. Like, I mean, literally missed everything. 0 of 9 shooting from the field. And look, listen, I like Gary. I've enjoyed watching Gary over the course of his Raptors career. This is clearly an aberration. But what's ringing on my mind right now is the last time I went to interview Gary, and I asked him, what's one of the biggest misconceptions of your game? Well, actually, I asked him about his scoring, and he said he wants people to know that he's not just a shooter, he's a scorer, and also that his defense is good, not bad. I don't think that was true on either front, and it hasn't really been true on either front since we come off the bench. I know he's better, way better than what he's been showing off the bench recently, but it's kind of unbelievable the kind of drop off of production. I mean, we could think about it in terms of since Gary's been sent to the bench, he's been an outright negative, and not just a small negative, a big negative in all of these games, except for the one where they won against Washington and he got to close out that game. But we're talking about 1 in 5, right? In performances in terms of coming off the bench. And then, you just had no offensive production from Gary. Meanwhile, you had so much good quality guard play for the Lakers. And I'm not even talking about the best guards in the world here. I'm talking about Dennis Schroeder and Austin Reeves. But they just thoroughly dominated you. And you just needed to, how are you losing the bench guard matchup 23-0 to Dennis Schroeder or 18-0 to Austin Reeves? Obviously, Will Barton really hasn't been given that many opportunities to attack. He's sort of there settling as a third option, and he's not as involved. But honestly, based on some of these sequences, involve him more by all means, because there's no way that he can't produce as much as 0 points. But either way, he wasn't really doing much either. So Gary was the biggest issue offensively off the bench. The Raptors offense just completely cratered. And then the second biggest issue for me was Precious Achiuwa. And I think for Nick, that was probably the biggest issue for him, because considering he benched him for the second half. But Precious came in for 8 minutes in this game, and it was all in the first half. It was all in one long 8-minute shift, which, to be honest, if he's struggling like this, well, just play Jakob Poeltl more minutes. But ultimately, okay, they played Precious those 8 minutes. Just in the first quarter alone, and I've been doing this recently because I've been focusing so much on the bench in particular, but especially Precious, that I have like a sub-tab just called Precious Watch in my notes. And I'm just going to read you what I have in there. And this is just in the first quarter where he played 4 minutes. All right, so he played the final 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. 5 seconds after checking into the game, he does not execute the switch and allows Austin Reeves to drive in wide open, uncontested for a layup. I think that was Reeves' first basket. I think that really got his confidence going. He's been playing very confident basketball of late recently as well. If you listen back to Thursday's episode where me and Alex recapped what to expect from the Lakers game, I highlighted Austin Reeves obviously as a key contributor for the Lakers bench, and clearly he was excellent. But in any case, that's not even just Austin Reeves being excellent. That's Precious Achiuwa. 5 seconds coming into the game, doesn't realize what he's supposed to do, switches off his brain, and Austin Reeves drives in for a layup, right? Then Precious gets fouled, rolling to the basket. Good play. Goes to the free throw line, goes 1 for 2. Okay, not bad. I'm going to take that as a neutral play, really. Next play down, he switches on to Austin Reeves. The ball moves elsewhere. Reeves gets wide open in the corner, and Precious is just standing in the paint. He had lost him for like 5 seconds of that possession. Luckily, Reeves was able to miss the open corner three, but still a horrible defensive possession. Again, sort of just like boiling down to a lack of focus, right? Then the next play on offense, he's trying to set a screen for Fred VanVleet, who has the unenviable job of trying to lead the second unit. And guess what? He can't even get a good screen. Like, I'm not even talking about like you gotta like drop somebody or whatever. I just mean like set a basic screen. Just set a screen, stop, make contact with the ball handler's defender, and then move and roll hard from there. Like it really is not this hard, but he whiffs on the screen. There's no advantage given, and late shot clock, Fred has to take a step back three. He misses a shot. The Lakers go the other way. They make a shot. So that's a 6-point swing right there. Just based on very simple things like you didn't set a screen. How is screening this hard? You just have to stand there. Like, I'm not saying like there are no nuances to screening. I understand there's like angles and flipping it and all this other stuff and like slipping out of the screen. But like on the basic fundamental level, how do you screw up screening? Screening is like a God-given gift. Like if you just exist in your body, you have set a screen. So just do that next time. Except no, next time down the floor, they try to run the play for Gary coming off a screen from Precious. Gary doesn't get any separation from his man because Precious once again doesn't screen Gary's defender, and Gary settles for a very difficult mid-range pull-up. Now, of course, he probably would have done that anyway, considering that's just how he plays. But okay, that's another bad shot based on the fact that he missed a screen. Then next play out, the Raptors are guarding in transition. Precious Achiuwa has Dennis Schroeder guarding, and he's picking up Dennis Schroeder. Again, this is transition, so you got to pick up whoever, right? So you switched out to Schroeder. Originally, I thought Precious did a great job containing Schroeder off the dribble. I was like, okay, well, yeah, he cut off the first drive, and then Schroeder goes in for the second drive, up fake, and then Precious jumps into him, commits the foul. Again, just a really, really bad play, especially when you had him locked up in the mid range. Just stand there again, just like. Anyway, whatever. Next play down, Precious does a really good thing. He connects on the screen, as in he physically stands there, occupies mass, time, space, all that kind of stuff. Newtonian physics have really applied on this screen finally. And then Fred gets downhill. Guess what? Now the Lakers defense has to rotate back to him. Precious can then roll into that space, catch the ball from Fred, and then float it in for a short floater. It looks so easy, and yet this is the one time that this play actually had worked. Then the next time down, the Raptors get a stop. They break and fast break. Fred, dishes it to Precious running the wing, and Precious fumbles the pass, and it gets tipped out of bounds off of the Raptors. So no advantage given there. So that's a turnover on Precious for not catching the pass. And then next time down, I think Rui actually had Gary in isolation or somebody else that wasn't. Oh no, it was Barton. And listen, there is a size advantage, but Rui is trying to take a mid-range pull-up jumper contested with a man in front of him moving backwards at the elbow. And that's not even Precious's man. And Precious decides, I'm just going to step away from my guy and just slap him across the arm and give up the and one instead of just the two. And listen, I know I'm focusing on one guy, but one guy in the span of 4 minutes cannot make this many fundamentally basic errors. Especially after a performance last game where he committed 3 fouls in 3 minutes and committed the same fundamental errors. We're